with that being said, I just want you to know in 2024, you're setting goals, but you don't really have a roadmap. And it can be difficult when you don't see things lined up in front of you. If you think about it, uh, if your team leader came to the meeting, any meeting, sales meeting, production meeting, and said, "All right, our goal is to increase by 100 parts per per hour," but they don't give you a roadmap to do it, you're kind of like, okay, well, which division or which of us are gonna right? So I mean, just think about it. Successful companies and businesses have a roadmap for their success. The ones that you all know, the ones you see and use every day. If you go to the same department stores, because they have a roadmap for success with your business. They reach out to you. They give you coupons before you leave. Am I right? They encourage you to sign up for their cards so they can reach out to you and send you emails about deals they have. Am I right? So my company does the same. First Step Coaching, you will hear from client and community relations managers. You will hear from myself personally at certain points in times. Eventually, if you become a client, if we accept you onto the program, you will definitely work with me one-on-one. That's a blessing. All right. So what we're doing here and building here in 2024 is a better relationship with all of you. Many of you don't know what it's like to stay motivated all the way through to your goal because there are underlying issues that you have not identified. Download the EFC workbook. The EFC workbook will help you to identify the biggest challenge to your goal. It'll help you identify your goal, your priority, if you don't know what it is. My number one publication is a great change agent because a lot of us are always pointing the finger. I can't get to the gym or I can't work out because the kids are all, we're pointing the finger. We don't mean to, but we point the finger. The EFC workbook takes that away from you. It doesn't allow you to point the finger because effort, focus, and commitment are internal vehicles to get you to your goal. And because they're internal vehicles, no external factor has anything to do with them. They can't stop them, affect them in any kind of way. Your level of effort, the amount of focus, and your solid commitment all comes from within. And I help you build those. Even if you're like, man, I haven't been committed in years. If you haven't been, I got you. All right. Let's go to the screen share and see what's going on with this announcement for spring football. And say what you will. It's not good enough. It's not the same. Say what you will, but I'm telling you right now, if you just want to watch a good game, see some good football played, this is what it comes down to. All right. So we're looking at it. The XFL and USFL announced new merged spring football league, right? The United Football League will kick off in March 2024. The latest edition of spring football will be called the United Football League. After the merged XFL and USFL leagues confirmed they will be merging. All right. Now, the league did not clarify the number of teams in the league or the cities they will represent. The release did, however, confirm that the inaugural USL game will be played on the 30th of March, 2024, between the champions of the XFL and the UFL. So the opening game will be the Arlington Renegades and the Birmingham Stallions. All right. So that means a lot more young men have an opportunity to show that post-college, right, or post-high school, that they have what it takes maybe one day to shine in the NFL, the granddaddy of them all right? So we're going to congratulate these spring football leagues for opening up opportunity for us to just watch some football, right? If you want to see great one-hand catches, if you want to see big hits, accept no substitute. Now, I myself, I'll be following it, and we'll decide. You and I both will decide on my subscriber-only page. This is subscriber-only content. Most of you are just going to get the straight coaching, the straight talking, the straight motivation information, the budget tips. But for those of you who become subscribers, you'll get all of this: the dating show, the couples therapy, My girlfriend and I will be doing that for you guys that are having, a difficult time, as we did, as we surpassed 2 years in our relationship. But you're building, right? So you need that. So the couples therapy, the dating show, a lot of stuff's happening on the subscriber only content, right? You won't be able to get that. To watch the full episodes, always go to YouTube at Taibu Mu'addib 4019. Let's go. All right. So we confirming these things. So that's a confirmation right there that we will have spring football and that it will be a big deal. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you can see him right here, heading that, being the face of the organization of the league. He himself didn't make it to the NFL. He would have loved for this to have been available when he wanted to continue to play. But he'll tell you, like anybody else will tell you, sometimes the thing that you wanted that didn't happen become the best thing that did happen, right? You not getting what you want can lead you to where you're supposed to be. Find true happiness in rejection and failure. It's deep. It's deep. It's deep stuff. All right. Back to the deal. That's enough for you guys over here at Coach Taibu. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. Make sure you guys tap in. You don't want to miss where this place is going. All right. Over there on TikTok, the same thing. If you want to watch the full episode, you know what to do. Taibu Mu'addib 4019 over on YouTube. Watch the full episode. I don't want you guys left out. TikTok is forever banning me because my show is just that fire. And we know what happens when you look like me. Yep, it is what it is. So, hey, if y'all want to not miss an episode, miss a word, make sure you tap in. Make sure you guys become subscribers all day. All right. As I get those things together, I will be doing the best I can to do this at the same time. I got a lot going on, but it's working. It's definitely working. It's working for me. It's working for the family. It's working for the platform. And coming up pretty soon here, I will have this super streamlined, so it won't even be an issue. All right. So you guys bear with me as I continue to rock this out in this manner. All right. I got 2 different notes on 2 different platforms. It throws me off. So let's see. Workbook Plus. All right, there we go. I have to use this one. Just shooting it out there. I need to get this workbook out there because there's so many of you are downloading it or missing the download and wanting to download and asking me about it. So I got to make sure I get the download, the workbook link on all of my stuff. This lady with this sheet over her head. Oh my gosh. All right. So I got to send this link out to a friend real quick. Bringing on folks to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions. I wanted to get both sides. I can't find a Lions fan, but I want to get both sides. So I will bring a Cowboys fan on to talk about the they cheated us scenario, what that's all about. So again, I don't believe that there was cheating involved on the Cowboys end. I believe that the league has put a statement out to nip that in the bud. But if you still believe that they cheated, let's hear from some fans. How about that? All right. Let's get that going. So put that out there, get that going. It's an awesome opportunity for me to just, I don't know, really give you guys some real food for thought. Okay. So sent that over to that individual. Let's make sure that the profile is good. All right. So sent that out via Facebook Messenger. It should get there quickly. We got an opportunity to get it going. Back over here. Going live over on Instagram, trying to get that thing done. Booyah. Okay. Having a little fun. This is the kind of fun we're going to have moving forward. Happy New Year, everybody. 2024, Taibu Mu'addib. You already know this. Let's go. All right. Hey, everybody. It's going down. The link to join sent via. Oops. All right. So everybody got the good morning. It's going to good. Let's go. So we'll see if we can get our guest in here live in the studio. Happy 2024, everybody. You know what it is. Taibu Mu'addib. This is Mornings with Mu'addib. We are celebrating 2024 as it comes in. It's fresh. We all love fresh. Who doesn't? Raise your hand if you love that brand new baby smell. Can't get enough of that. I told somebody one time, if I could bottle that up, I'd be good. Taibu Mu'addib right here, man, making that pop, making that hot. You are now live with 2024 Mornings with Mu'addib. It's the man with the pepper and salt beard, making it happen, making it pop. I want to remind you guys that I'm a certified goal achievement coach, and then I have a company. I have products and services, video master classes, webinars coming up. The Big Gen webinar is going to be a big deal. I have free resources. The EFC workbook, you want to download that as soon as possible. All right. You don't want to miss out on that. If you want to see the full episode, make sure you go simply to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Taibu Mu'addib 4019. You don't want to miss that opportunity. All right. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. And I'm posting that and reposting it and pinning the comments. But I cannot tell you enough how important it is in 2024 to get a good look and get a good feel. All right. Happy to be here. Taibu Mu'addib, the man with the smile. My production schedule has me on this. So, again, the Spring Football League, for those of you just joining, the Spring Football League is here. I will screen share that so you guys can get a look for it. And we will look at what that looks like in the future. Congratulations to Dwayne The Rock Johnson and those football leagues for merging and giving us spring football. All right. Clap it up for them. Cheer for them. Yay. Let's go. All right. In the new year, what will you be doing? Do you have a winning strategy for the new year? We'll see. But I won't stop there. The Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions had a controversial ending. All right. So I'm going to bring on a guest here. Had a controversial. All right. So I'm going to bring on a guest here.
What's up, everybody?
Right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Please.
Happy New Year. What's up, everybody?
So we have we can only have one device on at a time. All right.
Okay.
One device on at a time. It's all good. Like that, share that. Okay, so are you a Cowboys fan? Okay, an official Cowboys fan. Cowboy stuff at work. Okay, we have proof that she's an official Cowboys fan, everybody. All right. Got the Cowboy stuff at the job. That's what I'm talking about. So, so you heard about the
Cowboy flag now. Dolly, is that gift they got from the Philadelphia? Is the gift we got from the referees?
Yeah.
So you heard about
it was in our favor.
So you heard about the controversy. Folks were saying that you guys cheated. So what was your first reaction to hear that you guys had cheated the Detroit Lions?
Hold on right quick. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, somebody.
Hey, it's the week after football. Everybody knows. Everybody's going crazy.
You ever heard that?
All right. So, hey, bring them on the show. I was ask you a couple of questions. Let's get back to your job. We understand it's
Okay.
important.
So what
All
was
right.
the question?
The question is, how did you react when you first heard somebody say that the Cowboys cheated the Lions?
How did we cheat? It wasn't on us that we cheated. That was between the Lions and the refs. That had nothing to do with the Cowboys.
But it was AT&T Stadium, was it not? Was it a home field advantage? Was the refs
Well,
working with
what
you
that's
guys?
supposed to mean?
It's this is what's being said. I'm the podcast. I'm
But
supposed to ask these questions.
the coach even said that he talked to the refs before the game and told them that was going to happen. So they should have already knew.
Ah,
So that's that on this.
okay. Well, to be clear, you guys are now leading the division, NFC
And
East.
still going to lead the division.
NFC East. So you guys are looking to close out, win the division, and get some home games, right?
Right.
You guys are pretty tough at home right now, right?
Yeah. I think the last 7 games.
Okay, so y'all got a win streak at home. That's good. So we'll shout out to the Cowboys for a big win over the weekend. All right, and to all the Cowboys fans in 2024, we hope you guys see the Super Bowl, get you another ring, because you need to catch up to the Steelers.
You're so funny. Good
Well,
morning.
Happy New Year to you, Shay. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you on the subscriber-only content for couples therapy and the dating show. All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. There it is, everybody. There it is. So we have opportunities in 2024 to change and do something new. I'm Taibu Mu'addib. I am the host with the most. All right. Putting it down. So we're going to go into, but we're going to look at that. You know, I mean, if some of you are like, we don't agree with her, we're going to go look at what it was and the clarification. All right. All right. So if we look at Lions, Cowboys, controversy. Let's see. We can look at and to see. We just look to see real quick what pops up. All right. Lions Cowboys game ends in controversy as penalty thwarts the go-ahead points. All right. So what was their response? What's the nation saying? Let's screenshot this, you guys. Don't miss a word. All right. Taibu Mu'addib right here giving you NFL reactions and responses. Okay. Let's look at this thing and see what it has to say. Thank you very much for joining me. It says right here on the search, the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys game was mired in controversy on Saturday after a penalty thwarted a potential game-winning 2-point conversion play. The play would have given the Lions a 21-20 lead and likely the victory. All right. So if you look at it, it says people are asking these different questions. That's cool. Why did Detroit Lions fail in 2-point conversion? Let's look at that. All right. So if you ask AI, which I just did, thank you very much, artificial intelligence. It says the NFL has no plans to change its procedures surrounding the reporting of eligible receivers, despite the controversial ending. The game ended in a score of 2019 in favor of the Cowboys, and then the Lions were denied a go-ahead 2-point conversion due to a penalty for illegal touching. The call was controversial and left many players and fans confused and frustrated. Despite video showing the player approach the referee prior to the play, he was not deemed to have reported as eligible, unlike his fellow lineman who then lined up at tackle to his right. The NFL has admitted errors on several plays in the game, including a contentious pass interference no call. The game has been the subject of much discussion and debate amongst fans and analysts alike. All right. So if you didn't know, when an offensive lineman who doesn't necessarily usually receive a pass, they have to declare themselves to the referees, who then declare themselves to declare that person to the defense. So the defense has a right to know. All right. So one analyst made the point that had the Cowboys known it was 68 who was eligible and not 70 who they were told it was, they may have covered them and it may not have worked anyway. Right? So the defense was told, if y'all watch the film, the referee goes like this, which lets them know we have an eligible receiver. It's number 70. That's what he said, right? The hot mic picked it up. So the bottom line is, if you watch the video, the two players who were going to be eligible had a post referee and they declared themselves, right? The tight end was saying, hey, I'm going to be the tight end. And the 68 was saying, I'm going to be the eligible tackle. You can't have two players report as eligible down lineman. So when 70 ran out there, who had reported eligible before, prior to that, the referee recognized him and not 68. That was 68's first time reporting as eligible. 70 had did like 2 or 3 times before in that same game. So of course the ref's going to be like, oh, okay, it's you? All right. With so much going on, the game still has to go on. We're down to pretty much the final play of the game. Referee kept it simple. Referee said, look, 70, I see you. All right. Defense, it's number 70. He's eligible. Bam. It was simple for the ref. The Lions were trying to be slick. They had 3 linemen over there, so the defense may have heard a number, but they didn't know who to watch out for. So the Detroit Lions, y'all just did a little bit too much. All right. Blaming the refs and pointing the finger isn't right. It's not fair to the Cowboys or to me or AI. So shout out to the Cowboys fans that got that big win, and I appreciate it. But there were the league did, because of all of the chatter, they did say we're sorry for, just some of the other calls they missed. But there are missed calls throughout the game. It's no big deal. All right. It's no big deal. So given that is just due, we'll move on. All right. Reactions from around the league. Many games were played with many playoff implications. I don't know what your team is or what your team was or how your team did, but we can definitely look at all of the league reactions as far as that's concerned. All right. So we're looking to see if we can. I gotta get through. Bing don't search like Google search. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Bing does not do it. Bing will leave you hanging, right? Let's go. All right. All right. So playoff implications. Oops. The playoff scenarios for AFC and NFC. Let's go. So, like that. And I take control. So I want what I want. I don't want the Bing search. Shout out to Microsoft, but Bing searching ain't giving me the search I'm looking for. They gotta step their game up. Gotta get my computer. Bam, there it is. Let's go. So we have this guy, Steve Kornacki. Shout out to him, breaking down the scenarios. Let's see what he got. We'll give him some play, y'all. All right, let me give you guys this screen share. Let's enjoy Mr. Steve Kornacki in giving us just a breakdown. I'm gonna talk my trash. I'm a Steeler fan, and I'm gonna give some folks they props. But let's just check out and see what he has to say, shall we? And again, to watch the full episode, you're gonna have to subscribe this year to YouTube. I'll have subscriptions on all my surviving pages. On my personal pages, I'm gonna post pictures of me living a beautiful life. But for the subscriber-only content I'm giving you right now, you're going to have to become a subscriber. Deal with it. All right, let's go.
Going on. So let's see at this hour who has fallen out of the playoff race. The Raiders fell out of the playoff race with that loss to the Colts earlier today. You just saw Seattle go down against Pittsburgh. The second piece of that is if Kansas City can hold on late against Cincinnati, it would knock out the Bengals in the next few minutes. It would also knock out the Broncos.
So that's tough. It's tough for the Raiders. They were a game team this year. They had some high points. The Bengals as well. It's tough to have your starting quarterback go down. We know what that's like. And they were a game as well with Browning. So it's tough to see them fight back. They won like 3 in a row. It's tough to see teams resurge and then just come so close. The Broncos, the Broncos, they had a season where some were like, wow, the Broncos can do it. So it's tough to see them miss the playoffs as well. I'm a long time low-key Broncos supporter, man. Terrell Davis did his thing out there. To see, John Elway do his thing out there, and then you got Peyton Manning do his thing out there. The Broncos is a great organization. The AFC is a great conference. I'm telling you right now. So it's tough to see them not make it. It's fun to watch the Broncos play. Their colors, sported them plenty of times. So shout out to all the Broncos fans out there. You guys will be back. You have a great organization. They will rebuild. All right, let's go.
Again, that's if Cincinnati can, if Kansas City can beat Cincinnati in these closing minutes. Also, the Bears, they won today, but unless the Vikings and the Packers ends in a tie, the Bears are eliminated. So we'll half eliminate them for right now. Otherwise, these teams are all still alive. The Texans emerge controlling their own path to the playoffs. The Falcons lost today, but they get the Saints next week. Each of those teams still has a potential path. And tonight's game, the Vikings and the Packers, with Seattle losing, the door is wide open for both of these teams. But if they lose, it's essentially an elimination game. So on a day when we saw the top overall seed and the AFC West locked down, we still got a 3-way race here in the AFC South. The Jags have a tenuous hold on it, but let's see what the stakes are next week. Start with the Jags,
So the AFC South is bedlam, right? You got 3 teams fighting for the division title, right? The AFC South title. You got the Texans, the Colts, and the Jaguars are all at 9-7. Right now, it's the Jags. They went out. They're good, but any kind of parity at all, and he's going to break it down right now for you. The Jaguars have had their issues, so they're coming back up. They have a number 1 guy at the QB 1 position. They're doing pretty well. They beat us this year at home, so shout out to all the Jackson Jaguar fans. Let's go.
Right now lead the division. They go to the Titans next week, win that game. Jacksonville wins the division. They get the home playoff game. But if Jacksonville falls short at Tennessee, then look at this. The Colts and the Texans, they play each other next week, and that game would then become the AFC South championship game. The winner of that, with a Jags loss, wins the division. Also, even if the Jags win next week, the winner of the Colts-Texans game is now guaranteed a wild card berth at least. So this game is high stakes no matter what happens. And Jacksonville, meanwhile, if they lose next week, they won't get the division. They still have a potential wild card path, but it would then require Pittsburgh to lose, and it would require Denver to lose. Remember, Pittsburgh is playing Baltimore next week, who locked down number 1. Are they resting starters? How motivated are they going to be? The bad news for the Bucs, they had a golden opportunity today.
Okay. And so the same thing with the NFC South. He's going to break it down right now. Like, the Bucs could have went ahead and locked it up and did their thing and ran off in the sunset with it, but they lost. Let's break it down. Listen to Mr. Steve break it down.
To clinch the division and the home playoff game. Instead, they fell flat. But the good news for the Bucs, look who they get week 18. They play the 2-14 Panthers. All Tampa Bay has to do is win this game next week. They'll win the division. They'll still have that home playoff game. But if they blow it against the Panthers next week, then the door is wide open for the Saints and for the Falcons, who play each other next week. If the Bucs lose somehow, then this game between the Saints and Atlanta is for the NFC South and is for that home game. Also, there is a scenario where Tampa Bay beats the Panthers and the Saints beat the Falcons. The Saints would then be 9-8. They'd be alive potentially in the wild card mix. They would need Seattle to lose next week against Arizona. And then what the Saints would need is the winner of tonight's Green Bay-Minnesota game would have to turn around and lose next week. That could get the Saints in as a wild card. But for the Bucs, just beat the Panthers, you get the division.
AFC East. Let's take a look at that, Steve Kornacki.
Yeah, take a look here. These are the odds week by week of winning the division. A month ago, Miami was the prohibitive favorite. Remember, they blew that game late against Tennessee.
And you look at the AFC East, I mean, buck wild. The Bills and the Dolphins both have some some really great teams. They did really, really well at certain points. Coming down the stretch here, they're neck and neck. Let's go, Steve.
Buffalo has started winning, and so it comes down to Week 18 in Miami. It's a battle for the division. If the Bills win, talk about a dramatic range of possibilities. If the Bills win, they win the division, they get the 2 seed, they get at least one home playoff game. But if the Bills lose next week to Miami, they could fall down out of the playoffs altogether. They would be in grave danger of that. They would need to stay in the playoffs, either a loss by Jacksonville, who's playing 5-11 Tennessee, or they would need Pittsburgh to lose to Baltimore, which seems like it could happen. But remember, Baltimore locked down the number 1 seed. Are they resting starters? How much will they be trying? Meanwhile, for Miami, win at home next week, you get the 2 seed. Lose, you got a safety net. You're still in, but you get to the number 6 seed, and that would mean now a trip to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching.
Wow. So that was a lot. That was a lot to share with you guys this morning. So at the end of the day, you look at all that was going on, and then you can definitely backtrack, do what you got to do. You want to make sure that you stay abreast of things. The college football playoff. What about some reactions to the college football playoffs? All right. What are fans saying? How are fans thinking about these games as it relates? You got Texas, Washington. You got all different types of things. I'm in Arlington, Texas, so it's a tough time for the Longhorns today. But still, the Cowboys are alive. The Rangers won the World Series, so we're still upbeat here. Longhorns, stay tough. You guys have a great program. You guys did well. Represent. It's a great game. But let's look at some of the reactions. The Dallas Morning News, the newspaper. Let's go. Let's close this out. Let me get y'all the screenshot over here. Knock this out. Doesn't want to get off my screen. There we go. All right. So, as I screen shared before I step out the way, get this out here. And no, I don't mind the show being a little bit longer as long as we get the news done right. Okay. So, as we can see, the Dallas Star, it says national reactions to Texas college football playoff loss to Washington. Rough night for the Longhorns. All right. Over there in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Sugar Bowl, Texas found a way to keep things close until the final seconds in its battle with Washington. All right. The last year of 4-team format didn't disappoint. Texas found a way to keep things close into the final seconds. They had 430 yards of offense and 2 scores through the air. Washington will face Michigan in the showdown of the nation's top 2 collegiate teams January 8th as they depart the Big 12 for the SEC. The Longhorns have a lot to rebuild on. All right. Well, Texas wants to enter a more competitive conference. They believe they're ready. They want to stay playing for national championship. So that's the thing. Is fans are saying, I think we're all seeing why many people think Michael Penix is the best player in the country and should get that Heisman. We'll see. Ethan Downs with the high horns down as he's being honored for his work off the field during the season. He's just a little bit sad. But those are the reactions. And you can understand. One team is elated. One team is going home with tears in their eyes. But, hey, the game was played with sportsmanship. People are moving on. We look at Alabama and Michigan, looking at some of the reactions. I think, for the most part, that being that I was raised in Big Ten country, I would like to say that I live in SEC territory, Big 12 territory now. So I mean, I had a couple conversations with a guy. He's like, SEC teams, football teams is better and this. But there might be more SEC teams playing at a higher level than there are in other conferences. More teams playing at a higher level. But the elite teams in the Big Ten concerning football, especially basketball, definitely outclass and can beat SEC teams any day of the. But that's just my opinion. and I'm entitled to it. Let's go to the screen share. Let's look at the reactions to the Rose Bowl win by Michigan.
Today on the show, we got to recap the Rose Bowl, which went into overtime since the last time the college football playoff was hosted at the Rose Bowl. And we got to talk about just what Michigan's win, looking back and seeing everybody around Arch Manning in a media session going, dog, what is it about? It's about nobody gets to talk to Arch Manning. We get to talk to Quinn Ewers throughout the year. You take what you can get if you're a beat writer. I've been in that scrum. Johnny Manziel was that guy, 2012 Cotton Bowl, and I felt like my ribs were going to break because everybody scrunched in on us. This is the first time that Johnny Manziel had been available to media. I understand. And yet, seeing all of that didn't ruffle his feathers. He went out, he played hard. It looked like at one point he might have to sit because dude looked like he's taking on another injury. He hit the back of his head, came back in, gamed it out, gave his team an opportunity to win late. Really great season for Texas. I understand y'all not going to feel that way about it going in, but know that you're in a great place to launch into SEC play. Or something one of his staffers did, okay? You can make our head coach sit out the first 3 games because he misled NCAA investigators on recruiting violations. You can give us level 1 infraction notices around Christmas as we're preparing for the biggest game of our season, and we're still going to show up, and we're going to give you the what for and the how now against the vaunted Alabama Crimson Tide. If I'm a Michigan fan, you can't tell me a damn thing. You would not be
like this brother, man. Check this brother's page out. He's doing this thing. I like his reactions. So, Michigan making history for their college football program. When John Harbaugh first came into Michigan, he dealt with like 3 or 4 seasons of mediocrity as he built that program, recruited players, got folks to believe in him out there. Ohio State beat them year after year after year after year. Folks was calling for his head. He's the definition of commitment. The effort, focus, and commitment workbook. You can tell he put in all the effort. He stayed focused. And this is what your commitment looks like. It's visible. Everybody's going to see it. They won't see it year 1. They might not see it year 3. But year 5, shout out to Mike, to Jim Harbaugh, man, for doing this thing, for leaving the pros, going to college game, a place where he played and a place where he loves, man, and doing this thing. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to my man Big C's out there, man, a big Michigan fan. Your team is going to play for a national championship. Win or lose, you guys made it there. It is what it is. All right. So, it's 2024. What are you going to do? Are you going to take it seriously? If you are, you might need a little bit more manpower and add some resources behind your goal. I wanted to be more. I wanted to do something different. And I took my own advice. I joined a coaching and speaking program, the PCS, got my certification through that program as a certified goal achievement coach. So my specialty, I'm a 20-year fitness professional, but my specialty is helping people achieve their goals through my proven EFC process. All right. It's just that simple. When you download the workbook, you'll see I keep it simple. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to identify it, and then we're going to address it appropriately. This is for, you parents, if you have troubled teens, this program is for them. I'm welcoming on this year. I'm welcoming on all parents and teens, couples. Look, bring your moms, bring your daughters or your sons. Dads, bring your daughters or your sons. Come on to the program together. If you're having a difficult time, if you want to just learn how to be a better parent, if you're ready to point the finger at yourself and say, my kids aren't behaving the way I want them to because my parenting could be better, hey, I got you. I got you. If you feel like your young person can learn something from the effort, focus, and commitment change agent, I got you. All right, bring them onto the program. This month, I'm going to have a challenge each week that will culminate in bringing on at least 5 to 8 of you. All right, because I'm reaching my goal of 100 people helped this between now and spring. So I'm gonna bring on 100 of you between now and spring. I have the manpower, I have the platform, everything's running smoothly. My production schedule is tight. So I'm going to bring you guys on and help you and push you all the way through until you reach your goal. Your goal declaration started with New Year's. But again, like just like with Jim Harbaugh, we might not see the manifestation of it until December of this year or November of next year. But knowing that you are going in the right direction is important to your head and your heart. I'm Taibu Mu'addib this morning, Mu'addib. I just want to be a little motivational, all right? I'm never going to leave you guys without some nice, stiff motivation. I love motivation speaking. If you take my advice, I want you guys to listen to motivational speaking at least for a half an hour each day. You need a half an hour motivational speaking each day. You definitely do. You have to get it, all right? You have to have at least a half an hour motivation. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes before dinner or after dinner. You need that much motivation. Trust me, you do. So every morning when I come on this show, I'm going to give you guys some motivation, man, because you guys are important to me. I want you guys to finish your day out at work. If it's a job that you can't stand, I've been there. I want to help you. All right, let's go. If it's a job that sucks, rock with me. All right, I want to get you what you need. It's not an overnight process, but I will line you up in a situation where you're going to end up working at a company for a company that you respect in a position that fits your level of talent and potential, or you'll run your own business like I'm doing, and we'll build you up incrementally from there to where it's a startup to something successful. Okay, let's go. Motivate.
One day I made a decision that enough is enough. I'm tired of being average. I'm tired. I'm tired of being good. I'm tired. I want to go to the dealership and buy the best car. I want to move to the nicest neighborhood. I want to fly first class. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Australia. I made a decision. Enough is enough. It's showtime. Will the real Eric Thomas please stand up? Some of you in the room right now, you are where you are. You're giving 60% when you have 120 in you. Why?
Now I don't give you guys much. I just get you started because it's on you to take my advice. All right. I'm warming you guys up. My goal overall is to become a well-traveled, well-known, successful motivational speaker, just like that brother right there. And this right here, I believe, is building me up to that. I can get on stage and speak. I have a signature speech. But I believe that this is an important part of my growth as far as motivating people and being ready to help them post-motivation. You guys listen to half an hour motivation every day. You're going to want to do something, but you don't know what to do. You don't know what direction to go in. You haven't put any resources or manpower behind it. Let me go back to my story. When I was like you in your situation, I went online. I looked at some things. I linked up with the brother Terrell Jones out there in New York. Shout out to New York, and my coach. And so I invested in that. And he opened up my mind to the possibility that what I'm doing actually is getting views. And because of that, I have influence. And because of that, I can affect change in your lives. That's what I want to do. Happy New Year to you. I'm not going to keep you much longer. This was Morning with Mu'addib, my 8:05 a.m. show every morning during the weekday. Okay? Don't miss it by going to subscribe to Taibu Mu'addib 4019, my YouTube channel. All right? I'm there for you. If you want to make real change this year, if you know that you need assistance sticking to your plan and your goal, download the EFC workbooks right there in the description. All right? Get your subscriptions. Get ready for the dating show, for couples therapy, the couple show. Let's go. We're going to get it done. All right? And more NFL reactions. Let's go Steelers. How about them Cowboys? You know.